Yo, 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 what's up with it? How y'all doing? How y'all doing, chat? How y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? I'd like to thank everybody that's tuned in. You're live right now with the first episode of Talk That Talk Youth Football Podcast, man. Um, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're tuning in on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook channel. I just appreciate you for watching me wherever you listen to your podcast at. We'll ask you to add us so we can get these views up in the chat, man. How y'all doing today, man? This is the Talk That Talk Youth Football Podcast. We're turning the mic up and building another lane of exposure for young athletes across the country. Real talks, real highlights, real takes, no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you follow youth football, then this is the right place to be. Talk That Talk Youth Football Podcast, man. For those who don't know me, I am your host, Coach Keith from Orlando, Florida. I've been coaching for 8 years, a total of 8 years, and I have coached 6 years of Florida Elite. I have one Super Bowl championship, and I have a D2 national championship for 7U. My co-host, for those who don't know my co-host, a former high school coach at International Community High School in Winter Park, 3 years coaching experience on the 6U division, vice president for the South Lake Soldiers, also head coach of GTA 5U, Mr. Mike G. Man, what's up, brother? You muted, you muted, you muted, you
Ooh,
muted, you still
my
muted.
bad, my bad, my bad. What it do, y'all?
Yes,
Welcome to
sir.
Talk That Talk. We're gonna give y'all a show today. We got a long list of things, and we're gonna talk that talk. Like he said, no BS. We're gonna keep it straight.
Yes, sir. That's my co-host, Mike G, man. Appreciate you, Mike G, tapping in with me, bro. Um, I would like you guys to like and should share this page. If you're watching on YouTube, I'd like for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, TTT Youth Football, no spaces. Three T's, Youth Football, no spaces. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe from wherever you get your podcast from. We will be available on all platforms at TTT Youth Football, man. Hey, like Mike say, man, we got a lot to talk about today, man. Go ahead and tell them what's on the menu for today, man. What's that first topic?
First topic we got today. You see it down there below. ATM boys or the Brit boys. That's a big conversation that's going on right now. I see everybody chirping back and forth online, and you know what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna dive into it and we're gonna talk that talk.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, look, ATM boys versus Brit boys, and I don't get the title misconstrued. We understand what both programs represent. We did it. We put verses in the title because we're going to break down both teams
Mhm.
and how they're set up for success. I want to start with the Brick Boys. You know, my son plays for the Brick Boys, so that's one of my home teams. I really like what Coach Nato and Coach Chris got going on. I had a conversation with Coach Chris and asked him a few questions. I asked him what his goals is for the Brick Boys. He said he wanted to develop them to the next level and get them ready to play football at a high level. He wanted to win the Super Bowl and also compete for a chance to win a YNC national championship. Um, you know, I'm gonna just start with this. Brick Boys had a good team last year, but it was certain pieces that they were missing. If you go down roster for roster, a lot of different teams had a better roster overall, but those certain kids that were top players, they came and played a great season. They handled a lot of business, and they have a couple of dogs over there. So with the new additions that they're adding, they're looking to be a juggernaut on the 7U level this year. They got Blue, they added Blue over there, and they added Bot. From Central Florida Knights, they got
Mhm.
a couple more pieces from HOA that I ain't they haven't posted it yet, so I'm not gonna really jump into those pieces like that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to cover what I do know and what the information was gave to me. Um, Brick Boys season last year they went 8-3. If you're gonna count the Super Bowl, um, they lost to the Brandon. The only two losses in the regular season was to Brandon Bears, which they lost 19-13. That's when they weren't able to score to put it in and take it to overtime. And then they lost to TME in a nail biter, man. TME was a good team. They had that number 4 was a dog, man. Very hard to compete with. Very competitive game, definitely. Very competitive game. Like I
Nato,
said, it went to overtime. What you had to say, brother?
I didn't mean to cut you off. Nato said they don't got blue.
They don't got blue.
Nah, that's what he said in the comments. He said they don't got blue.
Okay, okay, okay. I see. I know blue played for them in C1N, so I'm thinking, appreciate that,
Yeah.
Nato. But yeah, and then the 6-0 loss in the Super Bowl. They made it all to the Super Bowl against the Lauderdale Lake 6U. And like I said, it was a very competitive game. Like I said, if you looked at the game, you can see that the Brick Boys were just missing a couple more pieces to be able to bring that one home. Even though it was a 6-0 ball game, you seen the weaknesses of the Brick Boys during that game as it fell through. But it was a great defensive call game by Coach Chris. And not only that defense for Lauderdale Lakes, we just had no answer. We had no answer for that defense. It was nothing really was working on the offensive side of the ball. So the necessary pieces that they added to get to the next level definitely should put them a little bit closer to accomplishing that goal. You know, um, I had a conversation with him, and he basically just saying like he didn't want he was open to do the merge, but with the merge talk, it's a lot of logistics, man, that has to be accounted for, man. When you think about just putting two teams together and the collections of talent, it's always there. But you got to think about the parents, what schedule, what organization we're going to play on. It's like it's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So I really would have liked to see the Brick Boys and the West Orlando Jazz merge. That would have, I feel like that would have been the move right there to solidify them a spot to really go big on the national scene, man. But from the practice today I seen, they added a lot of pieces, man. I won't say too much, but the team looks very good, very put together, And when you got two coaches that know how to develop kids and know how to get the best out of your kids, because like I said, with the roster they had last year, for them to make it, I understand you got the top running back in the country, Jason
Mhm.
Harris. So everybody says that when in 6U, it's not really about the team when you have the top running back in the country. But as you've seen, it does matter when you playing those top tier teams. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't played
Yeah.
a couple national games, and a couple of them they won. So and then a lot of them was nail biters. It was never no national game they played where it was just a blowout or domination. So they're right there where they need to be at with the team they had. So I feel like the piece they added, if it mix in right, the right parents and you know what I'm saying, the right people they bringing on, I think they can go to the next level because I was a part of seeing how they grew their team, had a very very disciplined team. And another thing, you can have more talent, but when you talk about football, football is what 90% mental.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's 90% mental. So like we got third and short. I got to go on two right now. Is one of my players gonna jump, or if nobody gonna jump, and we gonna make the defense jump, I'm gonna get a first down. I seen Nato do that a lot. His play calling, he has an advanced play calling for those kids, and for those kids to be able to grasp how he calls those plays, he's definitely getting them in tune to be on the next level. So that's one thing I do like about Nato, and I like his coaching style. He's very calm. He don't get too rowdy, but that's why I like Coach Chris because Coach Chris is like the opposite of him. Coach Chris is heavy on the emotional part. He's going to get the best out of his kids because the kids going to feed off his energy. If you have a scary coach, you have a scary team. And the way Chris approaches it, he has no fear. So the
Mhm.
team has no fear. And they put in work, man. I can just say that. Brittany, she got them organized over there. She run a tight ship on the team standpoint. She makes sure all their ducks in a row. So shout out to Brittany, man, because I know a lot of people say stuff about her and stuff, but she really is in tune with the youth sports. And like I said, this game, females can cover this game. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you a lady stand, a lady place, man," but the time and work that she put into her son is you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't say that she don't have a say so in youth sports, man. You just got to know how to deal with it. Everybody have a say so if they're a part of the team. They're a part of putting it together. They're a part of putting the work in, getting the kids to games, making the schedule. A lot of the background things that come with building a team, man. And
Yeah.
she definitely holds it down, man. So shout out to them, man.
Yeah, I
And
really
also,
think
I asked, yeah, what you gonna say?
we talked about it the other day. I think the way the Brick Boys are doing it compared to ATM, I'm not saying I'm not bashing ATM. I just like how the Brick Boys are building their brand. You know, they're not
Yes,
shying away from their brand. They're bringing in talent to their team instead of trying to make a team, like build a team, a whole separate team. ATM Boys, when the Brick Boys really solidified themselves last season, to now they're drawing attention and getting kids to come to their brand of football
yes,
instead of making a new brand. So it's going to be good to see with them having more weapons other than Juice, how that offense can actually open up, and the more things that they can do offensively with the more weapons that they got.
yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. Like I said, um, I actually know how this goes because I was competing nationally on the 7U level a couple years ago, and we had a couple of players come over based off the success we had the previous year. And they came over and put us in the national conversation because those kids were just that special. And I've also seen teams like the AK boys where I won't say they merged, but they got a lot of kids from a program. They came from Pop Warner, came over, and they put it together, and they had a lot of kids. So I seen both aspects work. Like I said, I respect what Nato them doing. Not saying that the ATM boy way is not the way to go because that's what we want to see for Central Florida. We want to see merges. And I don't want to get too much into merges because we got another big topic for y'all coming up after this. But I'm gonna just say that we want to see that happen for the city. I'm tired of us going to the national level and not being able to compete with those teams. You see the drop off in Central Florida teams. You might have a team or two that like that's talented like the AK boys or the 100K boys that'll get in and win it. But Central Florida, we haven't been represented very well on the national stage. I'm gonna just start there. Um, but like I said, with the success that the Brick Boys had, making it to the Super Bowl was 6 points away from either tying or trying to win it, going overtime and win the Super Bowl. I definitely like the pieces that they added and the motion they got because, like I said, you keep your core squad of kids and you bring over the necessary pieces you needed. It's a lot of when you merge two teams or two organizations, there's a lot of moving parts. Like I told you before, there's a lot of logistics that goes into it, bro. So
So I seen that ATM Boys, I think they practiced today. It's super early. I got a question for you and the chat. Do you think it's gonna last until August or
like I said,
preseason?
my thing is this: you got to play a game. Every year, the transfer portal is flooded. You see flyers, you see posters, you see all of this, and they have up to the second week of the season to lock in. So preseason is going to tell everything. It's a lot of things sound good. People going to bring kids over and add them to the team. But like I said, is you bringing the right kids over? Not just saying we know that any kid can fit any system because, like I said, they're kids. But it's not just the kids. The parents of the youth football world really be the driving force that will it work or will it won't. What type of parents do you have? Do you have those parents that's committed in the vision? And also as a coach, are you articulating your commitment and your visions to your parents so they can know what's what's ahead of the season? Did you go in making false promises? Are you going to get this number? Are you going to get the ball? Are you going to do this? Are you going? It's all about how you get those kids to see if they're going to ride until the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, we won't know until the preseason games and you see because teams always have all these pieces they add and flyers. That just for social media, man. That
Yeah,
just for
and
exposure and different.
it's super early too. I mean, the ATM Boys, they were the first ones to pop out with the merge. or whatever you guys want to call it. We got some people in the comments. G Flow said it takes a lot of understanding to have a successful merger, which is true.
Facts.
That's why I asked that question. You know what I'm saying? Because, like we said, it's February. It's a lot of months before we even get to
Yes,
preseason.
yes, yes.
And I seen the schedule. They practicing 1 week in Orlando, 1 week is it Tampa or Jacksonville? One of the
So
two.
look, I had a chance to talk to I had a chance to talk to Chauncey. So I got a clip that I had. I got a clip that I had. I shot of them after they won C1N. I want you to go ahead and play that clip real quick, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, listen. You live with Talk That Talk. Who I'm with? We with the Atlantic Stingrays 6U out of Duval, man. Your C1N national champion of the 6U bracket. Hey man, y'all boy talk that talk, man. Show the reins, hold the reins up. Hold the reins up. Hold the reins up. Who y'all live with? Who y'all live with? Tell them we ain't leaving without it. We ain't leaving without it. You're national champion 6U bracket, man. Talk to him, King. Hey
Them
man.
boys was lit, man.
That was the birth of the ATM boys, man. Show their logo, brother. That was the birth of the ATM boys. So I got a chance to see them win, see one in, and that was a good treat for me to be able to do that. You know, shout out to that coaching staff. So basically, when I talked to Chauncey, he basically gave me the rundown. And like I said, the way he thinks, he definitely has the mindset and the wherewithal to make it happen. That's what I'm saying. Just having a conversation like before, I was skeptical, like how that's gonna work. There's a lot of moving pieces. They all the way in Duval, but he basically told me a Bentley. When you talk about building a car, we gonna say a Bentley, right?
Hmm.
Do they make the wheels and the doors in the same place, or it all that stuff shipped from different places?
It's shit from different places, but it's built in the same place. You gotta get them. You gotta get them parts there to make the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes the parts delayed. Sometimes the parts don't show up. But that's what I'm saying. It's early. Them parts might not show up. You might be driving a Bentley with no two doors.
So nah, so basically, man, he just tell me, the ATM boys, man, you'll see one in national championship of 2026. Congratulations to y'all, man. He just basically said that the success that they had from C1N showed him and Coach Mike that they will be able to make it work, even if they had to do it long distance. What people don't know, and what I would like to share with them is that they already been playing. They played in two different national tournaments. They played in AYF, and I forgot the other tournament he told me they play in. So they done played a total of 9 games together already. So they already have a little bit of chemistry going. And basically what Brett told me is he have his blueprint where they got together and they made their blueprint is basically like a curriculum. And
Okay.
it's up to those coaches to be in constant communication with each other. And like I said, that curriculum is like your Bible scriptures, right? You have to lock in as a whole. That's like as at a restaurant, say something like that, or a company, a business company. You got your mission statement, you got your core values, you know what I'm saying, all that. That has to be aligned with every coach and every parent. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had mini camp today. I was invited out there to go out there and shoot them, basically broadcast how they gonna do their mini camp, but it wasn't going to be both teams there. So I decided to wait until they came together. I was kind of skeptical of they practicing here, they practicing there. But basically him and Mike is locked in, you know, Coach Rome.
And I'm not trying to
Um,
bash nobody, but the first practice, no, not both teams there.
Basically, they got a schedule that it was meant. So basically, that was the evaluation for the Orlando
Okay.
side, and then tomorrow
Okay.
Mike's going to have an evaluation for their side, and then
They're
on
gonna bring it together.
Sundays, yeah, on Sunday started in March, they're gonna have training camp where they're gonna get a Airbnb, and all the kids gonna come out. Like I said, KJ. and the Atlanta Stingrays organization, they pulling out all the stops. They're saying that they're going to have everything they need to be able to practice together during the summer. They're going to stay at Airbnbs and they're going to have the kids practicing. And it won't be 1 or 2 days. They're going to be practicing 3 or 4 days a week during the summer. So basically, they can understand the logistics of the chemistry part, right? So when the season, when schools start back and the season is here, you already built that cohesion with your players, and that's why you're going to have a OC, an assistant OC, a DC, and assistant DC from both sides. So you can have a DC and an OC in Duval, and you got a DC and an OC in Orlando. This is what's being told to me, right? So as long as those four, I know the other position coach, they definitely matter, but those four is like the meat and the potatoes of it, right? As
Yeah.
long as they're on the same page and nobody have an ego, because I know there's a lot of questions going around Facebook. Well, who's going to run the offense? Well, who's going to do this? Who's going to do this? And it's a lot of back and forth. But like I said, as men, it's up to them to have that conversation with each other and to be able to not set anything in stone. I would, if I were Chauncey, I would try to run a trial run. Okay, we got the whole preseason to figure out who's going to call plays, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of easier on the 7U level anyway because no coaches on the field. So I feel like that would have been a problem with who's going to call plays because it's only one coach out there. But on 7U level, everybody on the sideline, so the communication can be there on the sideline. You both can call plays. So that's what I be wanting people to understand. Like, we always want to see people come together, and when it's not the teams that we want to see come together, it's a lot of negativity, bro. And I just said, let it play out, man. Like my son a brick boy, right? But that
Yeah.
don't mean I gotta bash the ATM boys. I like
Nah,
what they doing.
I
You know
think
what I'm
I
saying?
think it's not bashing, and people in the comments, they saying some stuff that I kind of agree with too. They saying so they taking these kids summer away for football. 7U evaluation is crazy. I mean, to me, if they gonna do all this, they all in. This
Listen,
is
yeah,
it. So if they
facts.
lose to Brick Boys or anybody else, to be honest, if you taking a kid's whole summer away and you would lose any games, I mean, come on
This
now.
what I'm telling you, right? This is what Chauncey told me because I asked him the same question on the phone. He say if it was just the troublemaking Jazz, then of course Brick Boys will be their rival. He's basically saying don't even mention ATM Boys and the Brick Boys. The move that they made that move specifically for the Municipal Raiders, your 6U YNC champions from last year, right? From
Mhm.
this past year. So they basically Chauncey basically saying he not even he not even worried about the Brick Boys. That move he made was to set the city on fire and let them know that this merge thing could happen on the lower level. We never seen a merge like this happen on the lower level, right? We seen a couple pieces go to over here, a couple pieces go over there, and make a team better, like what the Brick Boys did. Got a couple pieces from here, a couple top pieces from over here, and solidified their team. But we have never seen three teams merge. And speaking of the third team, I'm hearing that Outlaw 6U from last year they joined in too. So not only do you have the troublemaking Jazz, Atlanta Stingrays, but now you had the Orlando Outlaws. All three teams had a successful season last year, whether they won the Super Bowl or not. Because at the end of the day, the Super Bowl didn't even come to Central Florida anyway. So what are you basing your success off? Basically, what I'm pretty sure Nato, and I'm not quoting Nato on this, but he had his success because they made it to the Super Bowl. They dominated with the team they had. The team they had was very top heavy. You see what I'm saying? They had the right pieces in the right places. They just needed the other pieces to step up in those big games. And sometimes those kids wasn't as good as the team like a Lakes that had a solid team of good
Yeah.
players. You see what I'm
And,
saying? They had more dogs than Brick Boys had. See what
and Lake's still together. Lake's still all together. They moving up too.
Yeah, so basically it's a competition for to see for Florida League, basically to see who gonna beat Lakes. But this is what I'm saying, right? the ATM boys are basically saying they're preparing to go to nationals to compete. They already dropped the preseason schedule. I'm gonna just list a couple dates. They got July 11th through 12th. They going to Atlanta, and then they got no, that's July 11th through 12th. Then they got June 11th through 12th, they're going to Atlanta. July 3rd through 5th, they're going to be at Border Wars. And then they're going to YNC preseason. So basically, like I said, I like they already done really showed the world, like, look, if you want to sign up for this ATM boy football team, this is what we're doing. They already got their preseason schedule out, and they already let people know that we're not just talking national, we walking national. We finna show y'all that we can bring talent together. Cause like I said, the older teams always merge, but we haven't seen the younger teams do it. For them to be able to merge and have their national schedule already out, man. I know it's only February, but like, look, the earlier the better. Sometimes that's how you get recruits on Facebook. It's a lot of recruiting be going on social media. So those flyers and those schedules and people want to compete on the national level, people that draws a lot of people in. You know what I'm saying? So my question to you, bro, how would you measure success even if you didn't bang home the big one?
Um, it's just about getting better from the last season. Like, um, to me, a merger is like all in. That's why a lot of people don't do it at a younger level, because they still got years to build upon. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say I like what the Brick Boys do when they keeping the brand. They just bringing kids to their side. I'm not. It's nothing against ATM at all, but that's why you don't see a lot of it at the younger levels because these are still kids, like little kids. Like they still got years on years of
But
time
see,
to.
look, but I get you. No mean to cut you off, brother.
You
I
good?
get you on that, right? You see what I'm saying? But when we gonna start looking at these kids as kids? Yeah, they kids, but these kids is the future of the world, man. Like we lead it. We are in a different era of youth football, bro. We
Yeah,
are.
I
So
get it.
saying
But
that,
like 7U, like look, AK boys, I totally got that. That's their last ride. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
they
but
and
we only
they
got 1 year of that, bro. Like I want a team to do it now on the 6U level, so we can get a consistent 5 year run, like these teams doing, like Voodoo, 6 time national champion. You see what I'm saying? Like these teams that they have all the teams in they surrounding areas together. They bring all the dogs to compete. Why is Central Florida the only people that feel like it got to be something other than what it is? Down south, them people come together. You know what I'm saying? Out the way,
yeah,
Texas, all the other teams, when they go compete on the national stage, you're not just competing against a part of your city, man. We got like 20 teams in Central Florida. I want to see teams come together. I want to see people come together for a bigger outcome in football, man. We compete for Florida League Super Bowls, but we need to represent ourselves on the national level too. We're not representing well on the national level, especially the lower levels. It don't be a lot of Florida teams in nationals. I'm gonna just be for real. And the problem is it's because that mindset. Yes, it's never too early to merge a team, and it be the egos of the parents, the coaches, and everything. A lot of it be like, man, like I said, social media talk is social media talk, right?
yeah,
So I feel like don't get too lost in the back and forth social media because sometimes that kill the relationships, man. Some people would never merge because of all the back and forth that they had on social media. Don't burn the bridge because, like, at the end of the day, we want our kids to experience nationals. 2020, I was with the Orlando Outlaws and they had Brody, Braden, Caden, and all them. You know what I'm saying? And that was the only team that I seen in those years that went really the lower level that really went and competed without a merge. You see what I'm saying? But even then, that wasn't enough. You had a top, you had one of the top tiers, like 40 kids on there, and they still wasn't able to compete. Or not, I wouldn't say compete because they was runner ups.
yeah,
So they competed, but weren't able to bring it home. Like we have to bring the city together, man. We have to do that on all levels. It ain't just the early level, because like I said, AK boys, that's only a 1 year thing. I want to see this thing go where we building something and we can have national championships coming back to back and back for Central Florida at least. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That'll be a move. And what I would say to Nato and what I would say to Chauncey, bro, like I know y'all it'd be a lot going on social media, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Depending on how this year go, bro, I would love to see all y'all come together, bro. Like I know Duval, Atlanta Stingrays, and West Orlando Troublemaking Jazz and Global has made it made a splash. But if that was the Brit Boys, Troublemaking Jazz, and the Glow Boys come together, bro, that's all Central Florida. Man, you know how man, what man, you got DJ with Jude Track, Joe, man, you got a vault of talent on all levels, bro. Like that's what we want to see. That's what the city will want to see. You know, not saying that that move right at the. I'm pretty sure they tried to make that move happen. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the logistics, there's a lot of moving parts. It's like some people sometimes they don't want to give up what they asking. But like I said, when you trying to make stuff like that happen, a sacrifice has to be made. You got to make a sacrifice. You have to make a sacrifice. All parties have to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. And that's so easy to say, but it's hard to do because that's why you see it don't happen a lot. So
Yeah.
shout out to the ATM boys for breaking that together, man, and showing the city that we can do it. I mean, it's not done yet. And I'm wishing the best for y'all, man. Hopefully y'all can keep that locked in and go complete on the national level because I'm here for everything in Central Florida, man. Man, talk that talk. We based out of Central Florida, and we put Central Florida on the map, no matter who team it is. Like, and shout out to the Brick Boys for breaking those additional pieces on that's going to make fulfill your roster. For all the weak parts you had in your team, you made them strong. So now you are more complete and more dominant team under your same name and under your same coaches. That's a plus. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to both teams, man. If I had to I talked to both of them, so I ain't gonna say if I had the chance to talk to both of them. I talked to both of them, bro, and I said the same thing, man. I would love to see all of it come together next year, man. Everybody can't go though. Everybody, you got to be the like-minded people, and I feel like Chauncey and Nato, I feel like they two like-minded people, man, and they can make it happen, man. So depending on how this year go, man, that's what the city want to see, man. That'll really break the internet, bro.
It's
Like,
gonna be a great season 7U all around. And both these teams, it's early, they're gonna attract more players. It's gonna be I feel like these teams are gonna continue to stack. So it's just too early to compare the two. The only reason we're talking about this is because it was popular out there. And we know there's a lot of stuff that's still gotta be put into place. And it's gonna attract a lot of players. So I can't wait to see it in the fall. I'm sure they're gonna try to meet before the season. I'm sure that's gonna
yes.
happen. So I can't wait to see it.
Nah, Chauncey say they got to pay to get on that road. So the only way they gonna see each other is if it's in season or if it's on a national tournament. They ain't going to no beat them and feed them and nothing like that to play somebody in the backyard. They like he said
Uh-huh.
this move. He said this move wasn't about what the Brick Boys had going on. He said that move was about the Municipal Raiders, which is the number one team in the country at the 7U level. So. Um, I know a lot of people going to want to line up. There's a lot of smoke on Facebook between the coaching staff, but like I said, both teams definitely got better, and that's all that matters, man. Both teams got better, and hopefully they can keep it together, and we can see some great football this year, man. Because that's all we want to see: some great football from a
Yes,
great group
sir.
of kids, man. And shit, that was a good ass move though, bro. I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like it. I like the back and forth. I like the energy. You know what I'm saying? As long as we keeping it clean, bro, I like it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I definitely fuck with it.
It brings
So man.
more attention to the boys too.
Yes.
Have a real
Yes.
rival, and like when the game happens, we all know it's gonna be big, just like when AK boys played
Big Zip.
Big Zip. It's gonna be big like that.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see it. It's
Listen,
gonna be
I
cool to watch.
hey, if I had a say so, I would want to see that in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if that could happen.
I would want to see that game with all the chips on the line.
But then again, like we said, there's still Lauderdale Lakes, and nobody's talking about Lauderdale Lakes. To me,
Yeah,
it's really gonna
okay.
be it's gonna be up to the big boys. Whoever can get the most big boys up front, and that's just how it's gonna roll.
And you know, when we talk about merge talk and we talk about teams adding pieces, that's what we forget to mention, bro. Like I be seeing a lot of skill players on these flyers, man. I don't see a lot of trenches. So one thing I know, like your team lives and dies with them trenches. So everybody always talk about the backs and the skills and these touchdowns, these long runs, but those don't happen without the trenches. Those shutouts that the Brick Boys had, they had a nice couple pieces on that line. You know,
Yeah.
Atlantic Stingrays had a good D line. TMJ had a nice D line. It wasn't a lot of size, but it had speed and skill. But we need them big boys because Alabama, Bessemer, you know, Texas. When you go to those national games, you see the difference in size. You like, damn, is there an 8U team? And you on 6U saying that. Like you on 6U, you go to nationals and some of these teams, these teams like 8U teams. These teams are big. So you always see since Florida comes to nationals, when they do make it to nationals, we always have the smaller teams
Yeah.
because we don't add enough of the trenches, man. The trenches is what matters the most because who gonna move furniture? Open up these holes for running backs like Juice, running backs like DJ, and those guys to get through those holes, man. So, man, that's it for that topic, man. What you got for me next on the menu, man?
Next up, we got the big news that came out recently. The Outlaws and Alpha Dogs merge.
Whoa, hey, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. When this hit, when this hit, when this hit my timeline, I was in shock. Like, man, look, that's another big move, right?
Yeah.
It got a lot of attention on Facebook, man, and that's why we talking about it. Hey,
I think it's good for both orgs.
that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Coach Bernard, shout out Coach Rowe, and shout out to my high school coach, one of my mentors, man, Coach Barry. Man, it's a good move for me. I like the move because, like I said, you want to see teams merge. Like I said, like we said in the earlier topic, man, you want to see teams merge and come together, but you want to see the right teams merge. A lot of people feel like these two teams wasn't the right teams, but I just feel like if you got the right people at the head of the head of the snake to make these decisions, man, make them and make a better team.
I'm reading the comment. It's funny. Someone said, "Stop calling that big news. They both was ass."
And that's what I wanted to address, right? That's what I want to address because that'd be the problem, right? You have people like me and a lot of people once we get whooped in those big games and we see that we can't compete on a national level, we always scream that, man, we need to merge, man, we need to merge, man, we need to merge. But when the merge happens, then you have people like this. So it's like at the end of the day, man, ain't nobody gonna be satisfied, right? Granted, Alpha Dogs, they only had a couple good levels. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna say one good level, but I think their 10U was nice. I think,
They didn't have all levels last year, did they?
they had all levels, but they weren't really that good.
They
And
didn't have a
then I feel
six
like
U. I
I feel
think
like I seen a live yesterday when Bowie and Nato was talking on live yesterday, and D Bowie, but he had some great points, bro. Like I feel like both teams needed each other because the Outlaws have been taking so many losses, being that they was the kind of the last to jump on a single age train, right? When it was dual age, Outlaws ran the show because they kept all the kids. They had all the teams, right? All the kids was wanted to go to the Outlaws. But once West Orlando came, that gave another prestigious black organization that other people can come to that rivaled what the Outlaws did. You see what I'm saying? They were just a new and improved Outlaws, right? And Outlaws still was around and had a good couple teams like that competed like they 10U, but they 10U done broke up now. So Now you can't even say them, but like I said, they took so many hits, man, so many losses, so many coaches took kids, and and I think it was best for both organizations to come together. You know, we had a lot of levels on our team that wasn't good. Y'all had a lot of levels that didn't have enough kids at that age group, and they able to compete. But then you look at the other teams like, man, like this why Richie didn't want to go to single age because you have teams like this that don't have enough kids to compete. But in the same breath, it's enough kids in the city if we don't keep starting organizations too.
That is
It's so
true.
saturated. It's so saturated with Outlaws was missing. What they was missing, the eight Alpha Dogs got. Maybe what the Alpha Dogs missing, Outlaws got, and that'll make them a stronger unit. So for the people in the chat that say, "Oh, they were both ass," yeah, that may be the case in your point, but I feel like this would make them a stronger organization. You know, I like the move. I think we should do more merges with the city, but for I think that people want to see the right merge, and then you have a more positive and a more like feedback with like, damn, okay, this what we needed to see. Like I said, if you merge,
I think it
say
was
you would
better.
have merged that Osceola, say you would have merged that Osceola Cowboy 10U team last year with Jack Boys. That's a national championship team. You see what I'm saying? Say
Hmm.
you like you merged the AK Boys. Both team was two top teams and they merged and made them a juggernaut where nobody else was really in their way and they dominated all year. So it takes we talk about mergers, but I think really people want to see the right mergers. I think this is something that's going to start trending later on down the line because they see that it can be done. You know, people putting their differences aside and coming together for the greater good of their both organizations, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And are they
we
merging?
got to see.
Are they merging as the Outlaws? So, or Alpha Dogs? Are Alpha Dogs completely done, or is it just
Put the flyer back on there. Let's see what the name say. Cause I was wondering that. I know everybody gonna have their own name, but what is the org name gonna be?
this is the flyer I saw. I don't know what that stand for. Alpha Dog Outlaw. I don't know what that stand for, but
Oh,
that
ADO, Alpha Dog Orlando,
I
Alpha
don't know
Dog
how they gonna do
Outlaws.
it. I, the
They
way
should
I
they
was
should
the
just put
way
it.
I was seeing it, I think Alpha Dogs might be done. They're just gonna go under Outlaws, but I could be wrong. Just
No,
the
I
way.
don't think they done. I think, but cause I see they practicing that Eagles nest. So um, like I said, it's a lot of logistics that's gonna come with that too because that's deep on the east side. I used to be a part of Alpha Dogs. That's like 30-minute ride. They ain't too far though. That's close to the other teams that merging and they still making it happen. So I'm pretty sure they can make it happen. And I'm pretty sure Coach Barry and Coach Bernard, um, those two individuals, I'm pretty sure they don't have no problem making that work, man. So it should not be too big of an issue.
Someone said it's called Alpha Dog Outlaws.
The Alpha Dog Outlaws,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like tight, 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 tight.
I wonder.
What you
Yeah,
think about it,
I
brother?
wonder. Are they gonna change the colors? I'm big on jerseys too. Are they gonna change the
I like
colors
that
up?
orange and purple though. That's fire.
That would be clean if they brought the purple from
Yeah.
the Alpha Dogs with the orange. That'd be clean, like Clemson colors.
Now, oh my God, I was thinking of the team name. I was like, damn, what the team name is like Clemson, bro. Like, that's tough. They gonna have some crazy colorways.
Yeah, and I saw it's all age groups too, so it's gonna be good for both organizations. I think to me it probably came down to numbers
Yeah.
in teams. So I think, in my opinion, it was a good move for both organizations to one make each single age groups bigger sizes.
Mhm.
Because like I'll be honest, I'm from an organization where we got small size numbers and it sucks. So sometimes a merge for numbers is good as well. Like not only for the coaching staff, but for the kids too to really get a good experience with playing on a bigger team than struggling with a small roster.
Yeah, and then like the Outlaws, they ran it for a long time, man. They had the motion, they had it for a long time, but I feel like um when you lose a president and then you lose multiple head coaches and multiple top players and teams, bro, like it's making it tough. So you have to be open to doing different things outside the box. I know 2 years ago, the Outlaws won't be merged with nobody because they felt like they were still at the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it have a lot to come with it. You know what I'm saying? I wish it could happen more, and I wish the right teams were merged. But I feel like it was a good move. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was reposting it, man. Shout out to the Alpha Dogs. Shout out to the Outlaws. I got love for both of y'all organizations. So, man, shout out to y'all. I hope everything works out. I hope y'all can bring that together and really compete on all levels. You know what I'm saying? Get tired of people saying one level teams and two level teams. You know what I'm saying? But I
Someone
ain't gonna hold
said.
you right now, bro.
Someone said.
West Orlando is the new.
What'd you say? I said. Someone said. No color change is gonna be Outlaws only.
Oh, no color changes. Okay, so they gonna be on orange and purple. I mean, I'm pretty sure because they give their
We.
teams leeway how they want to
Yeah.
do their colorways. So um
I wonder how many coaches are gonna join together, and it's gonna be cool to see how it plays out.
hey man, look how y'all we got what time it is, brother?
8:10.
Okay, we good. We good. We good. We on the hour in, man. We on the hour in, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We still going. Um, man, chat, man. Y'all ask me some questions. Chat, what's up with it? I know we got some questions in the chat, bro. So, I'm willing to answer whatever question. We thank y'all for tuning in. This Talk That Talk You Football podcast. It's my first episode. Me and my boy Mike G, man. Appreciate you, bro. We got a treat for y'all, man. And I would say this: if it's anything that anybody in the chat you guys want me to talk about, man, just hit my inbox. Y'all hit up Mike, y'all hit up me, and we covering the game. We want the world to see what youth football is. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of
Mhm.
people say, oh, just babies, just kids. But one thing about it, youth football have changed tremendously, man. It has changed. And then it came to basically being like college. That's how they treat it with the transfer portals and different teams and all these flyers and just all of it, man. It's carried different. So if it's growing in that direction, I want the coverage of the game to grow in that direction too. So that was part of my plan when I started Talk That Talk was to broadcast these games to show you guys what really goes on between the lines. So my podcast is gonna basically piggyback off that too. You're gonna be able to see the ins and outs, all the stories. So the stories we get from you guys makes the channel, right? We go and do our own research. We go call and talk to coaches and have, you know what I'm saying, do our part, but we need y'all to come and give us the topics that you guys want to hear. Because one thing about it, this is for the chat. This is for you guys. This is for the kids. We want to give these kids a platform. I know once we get the season started, we're gonna have Talk That Talk Player of the Week where we interview a couple kids out the week that had big games. You know what I'm saying? We shedding the light on these kids. So it's gonna be real good. I mean, this the first episode, and I want to thank everybody that's tuned in right now and that's going to tune in later to this that watch the podcast, man. We really appreciate y'all because we're growing into a place that's going to be unrecognizable in the next 5 years. We're going to be the ESPN of youth sports on every avenue. And it's all for the kids, man. I had my time, man. I got four sons that play. You know what I'm saying?
So we got some people
That play
asking.
football, bro.
We got some people asking. Like how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna kind of lay out the plan that we had. So because some people want to, they're in the comments, they're saying when can they get on and stuff like that. Like Q was saying, like message us in the inbox if you guys want to come on. So Wednesdays, what we're gonna start doing is Wednesdays we're gonna do. game recaps, and top 10 plays from spring. So we're gonna send out a phone number where you can send out your highlights, and we're gonna do a top 10 on Wednesdays and bring on coaches from top games of the week. We're also gonna take guests on Wednesdays, but Sundays will be topic days, kind of like this. And this is our first episode again, so in the comments, like if you want to see us do something, please let us know.
Hey
Um,
brother, hey
yeah,
brother, when you read their question, say their name so we can like we personally talking to them, man. Because one thing
all
about
right,
this chat, one thing about this podcast, we interact with my chat, and I know for those of you who tune into my lives, y'all know I made my killing off into interacting with you guys. So that was a great question, and to piggyback off this question, yeah, Wednesdays basically game recaps. Right now we're gonna start in spring, because it's still football going on. We have top 10 plays. Um, and then we'll talk the whatever the game of the week or matchup of the week. We'll try to bring those coaches on and ask them a few questions, not just to get the coaches on to argue with each other. We want to get the coaches on if it have to be individually, just to pick their brain. See me, I'm all about getting information, right? If you think this podcast, and I know we say drama in the titles and stuff like that, but we're not going to be a messy podcast. One thing about that, that's two things for sure. We're going to talk. It's all raw takes. It's real takes. It's real. We covering the game down the middle. It's no bias in our talk. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to give it to you raw, but it's not going to be on the messy end because this is for the kids. So we're going to
yeah,
highlight the kids. So on Wednesday it's going to be coaches interviews where we ask them questions, upcoming games. Like I be doing my halftime interviews and stuff like that. We're gonna be interviewing them. Me and Mike gonna have certain questions we want to ask them, and then on um, Sunday gonna be basically the recaps of the game that was played on Saturday for sure. And then we're gonna have athlete of the top player of the week where we come in and we have a kid and we let him say his name and his Instagram and you know what I'm saying, just get it shine a light on these babies, man. And then we'll have a trenchman of the week. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring a couple trenchmen on and be interviewing them. And I wanna do something special. Like you know how I gotta get with my boy Ken, man. I would love for him to have a segment on the podcast for Sunday service, man. Like if
mm-hmm.
y'all know Ken on Facebook, man, y'all tag him in this right now because I'm really pitching it live on the air right now, man. Ken, we had Talk That Talk You Football podcast. We would love to have you on the podcast to do your Sunday service. Or if you don't want to get on, we would love to have the permission to read your Sunday service and have you on and do it because like a lot of people be tuned into that. And like I said, I just want to incorporate that with what we have going on because it's going to bring it's all for the platform, man. We all bring in a different light, and people really be tuning into Sunday service. So I want to reach out to Ken, man. Hopefully we can have him on Sundays to do his Sunday service. But we definitely gonna have interviews of the kid, talk that talk player kid of the week, talk that talk lineman of the week, and we're gonna go over upcoming games and upcoming matchups and stuff like that. And anything that happens throughout the week that like any topics. We're gonna have Q&As like this where we read in the chat. Right now it's gonna be free, but as the platform get bigger, we also accept cash outs and super chats and stuff like that. We building the platform. You don't get nowhere with not you don't get nowhere without asking for help. You know what I'm saying? This is a black owned business. I know my boy, this is an independent business, so we're not pushed by the machine. And that's funny, bro. I was about to pause, but then I had to keep going. But like, hey, y'all know what we talk about, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nightcap, man. We just basically trying to be the nightcap of youth football, man.
Yes, sir.
ESPN and youth sports, man. So shout out to Shannon Sharp, man. Shout out to Chad Ocho Cinco, man. Y'all boys inspired me to finally do this. Man, I appreciate everybody in the chat that's watching right now, that's asking us questions, giving us feedback. Cause man, I was real nervous for this podcast, man. But now I'm just like, oh yeah, this ain't nothing, man. I'm just really talking for real. I'm really vibing for real. Like, it's nothing. We got any more questions in the chat, brother?
Um, don't got no questions. Chat. ask us some questions if you got any questions about the
Tap in,
pod,
chat.
about anything. Let's see here.
You can go up. You can go up too,
Yeah,
and we can I know
let's
they
see.
had probably had some on there earlier too.
Someone said who's Mike?
Oh, Mike Daniels from Atlanta Stingrays.
No, I think he was talking about me. Coach, he don't duck no smoke. Hey, that's true. I ain't duck no smoke. I played all those teams, and I don't like talking bad about my team. I had not much talent, and I'm about to go play them
No,
boys.
somebody said there was they basically trying to say what team you coach and stuff like that.
Yeah, but someone said that I don't duck no smoke with the talent that I had out. That is true. I played HOA, Outlaws. I didn't quit. So I ain't had that much talent either. But I want to go play them.
I mean, that's what it's about. Because one thing about it, football is about developmental. Your
Oh
kid
yeah.
develop. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
wanted
So
to, and this was our first year in the elite, and I really wanted to see how it was. I wanted to play the top dogs.
yes,
I wanted to play teams that would destroy us. But
gotta go get that merch, y'all. We got that merch on the way, man. I'm telling y'all, we gonna have merch
yeah,
giveaways, man. We got a lot planned, man. Like we just we just getting started. Now I had a few topics. I didn't want to run it too long, but just to get a kickoff and basically like get y'all to understand we finna be doing this. It's gonna be every Wednesday and Sunday. But I think I know we're gonna do Wednesdays for right now, but I think once the season gets started, we're gonna start
yeah,
doing Sundays every Sunday, and we're just gonna keep doing Wednesday first.
yeah. So right now, I don't know when Premier Spring starts. When do y'all start Premier Spring?
They basically I know K Motion got her event on the 21st. It's like a jamboree for elite sports.
I know Elite Spring we started yesterday. So
Just a premiere. They start on the 28th, but they jamborees on the 21st.
someone said, "What tournaments you doing in the fall?" Shoot,
Um,
everybody do beat them and feed them. I love beat them, feed them when I went. That was a good event.
that's a who asked that question? Cause I can't see the chat, y'all. That's why I keep
Caden
asking.
Thomas.
Kay, what's a great question, Kaden? Man, look, I go where the big games at. I cut my teeth on going to where the big games are being played at. But I'm in talks with Florida Elite right now. I'm trying to get a partnership where I'm going to games, but um, for the most part, we're gonna be in Central Florida, but we will go outside of Central Florida. Like I'm going to those top games in down south this year. Like, so I'm basically making my schedule now. So I couldn't answer what tournaments I will be at, but I know for a fact I'm gonna be at Beat 'em and Feed 'em though.
Yeah, I like that
I'm gonna
event.
be there. I'm gonna scream that event definitely. I got another event coming up. I got like a spring tournament. AUG is throwing that on in March. I'm doing that. Um, because like I said, I'm gonna be in Dallas, Texas in July. I got a booking in Dallas, Texas. So man, we really doing. You know what I'm saying? We really coming up with some stuff, man. I'm trying to get my schedule all mapped out so I can know where I'll be at every weekend, so you guys can tune in. But one thing about it, I don't mind traveling, and I might be at 3 or 4 different places if they all in the same vicinity. Might be a 20-minute, 30-minute drive. I can get there and make some of the games. So that's what I built my brand off of, being able to go to different games throughout the day. Sometimes I go to 3 different, 4 different locations. They like, man, this man everywhere. But that's
Yeah,
what you got to do when you're trying to give the people what they want. You're trying to build something that's going to be special, and that's something that's going to be longevity. Like it's going to be long time. We're doing this for a long time. So I really I appreciate that question, bro. That was a good question. Do I know everything that I'm doing for the fall? No, I don't. Um, but I definitely going to have my schedule out when the season is getting close because it's still early right now. So I got to try to get the logistics of the travel and bookings and stuff like that. But I know I want to do YNC preseason this year. I missed that last year. So my son gonna be competing in that, so I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get with Clayton and them and see if I can screen those events. So like I'm saying, I'm still new, but you know what I'm saying, a lot of people from the city know me. So If y'all be knowing games that's going on that y'all would like me to cover, man, hit me up and show me. I got my first booking from somebody who followed me, and um they sent me a flyer to an event, and I hit up the director, and he brought me on and he signed me. You know what I'm saying? So we have a partner. I have a partnership with United Youth Sports where I do all his events I do all his events every year, all his big events. So um, I'm getting booked now. You know, it's all glory to God. We appreciate and we thank God for everything and every opportunity that He brings us, man. So I'm always give God His flowers because I wouldn't be here without Him. I wouldn't be able to do none of this without Him. And I'm just thankful, man. Like I said, I started with an Android phone, and we finna turn this into the biggest youth sports platform in the world, man. So appreciate y'all for helping us out, man, building us up, man. If we ain't got no more questions in the chat, man,
We
we
got a
finna
we
get
got
up
a
out
we
of here,
got a
man.
few. We got a few.
Okay.
Everybody wants a sweatshirt. We got merch coming soon with the new logo.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yes.
we're
I'm
gonna drop that
redesigning the
soon.
logo. Facts. That's coming soon. I'm redoing the logo. I like this logo, but if y'all seen that podcast logo that my dog did, it definitely hit different. So he do his things on the ones and twos with the AI shit. You know, I ain't really tech savvy, but with my boy Mike tech savvy. So y'all asking who Mike is. Mike is a very talented person, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, bro, you have to get it with new people. I could have did this, you know what I'm saying, with somebody that's known for the city, but I want to open up my spaces, you know what I'm saying? Open up my podcast to different people. And you know, strangers be the one to get you where you need to be at, man. So me and Mike just met, but man, he a cool dude, man. And I appreciate Mike, bro. I appreciate you, bro, for stepping in and joining in and doing it because that says that you see the potential in the show. You would like to be a part of it, bro. We gonna one thing about it, we gonna grow together, man, and we gonna do this, man, because
Yes, sir.
this is for the kids, man, and that's what it's about. So we just putting the recognition on these kids. But yes, merch is coming. I'm finna drop we gonna get the website. I'm already in starting my LLC. I got to trademark the name and stuff like that. So um I'm actually moving at the end of this month. So once I move into my new place, I'm taking off full fledged. I have my LLC. I have my word trademark that we have the logo, website, shirts. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a couple pop-up shops where you guys can come see the merchandise, have a business cards with my QR code on it and stuff. So you can go straight to the games where we're gonna be live streaming at. You can go straight to the podcast with the QR code. Like we finna really get it. We really finna y'all in for a treat, man. So if y'all just
Sir.
stay tuned and follow what we got going on, bro, we got a lot in store for y'all, man. So
K K
that's definitely
Motion
the plan.
K Motion said her event got canceled.
Oh, that sits down, sis. Okay, cause they had me scheduled to work on the 24th. I was so mad. I was trying to get up out of that thing too. So yeah, they just found out they canceled the spring game on the 21st. But so that means premiere is gonna start on the 28th. Shout out to my sister K Motion, man. She definitely inspired me a lot too. The way she started in the game. We both started last year, but she done took all the way off. Like she's so professional and she does great with her craft, and she's definitely um a piece of why I come out and keep going and doing my thing to see her work ethic, man. She be at the games all day. She be at different games. It'd be sometimes we short to two different games, two different fields, and I be sitting there like, yo, you see we here. And so we just built our friendship. And that's my sister, man. So shout out to K Motion, man. We appreciate everything you do for this youth football. Appreciate shout out to Cat, man, R&R Sports, man. He always give me advice, man, and show me how this works. 'Cause, you know, this is my first year in media, man. So I ain't never thought I'd pick up a camera and be talking to live and stuff. You know, I don't really go live on YouTube or nothing like that. I don't go live on Facebook. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I just watch videos and stuff like that. But I'm want to try to open it up and articulate what we trying to do and get done with these kids, man, because our kids deserve to be on these type of platforms, man. And that's what we taking it. You got some more questions, brother?
I'm scrolling through here. K Motion said they didn't have enough time to plan it to make sure it hit correctly, and she says she appreciates you. Uh,
Yeah, that's it for real.
West Coast Little Soldiers headed to the West V in March for a good tournament. Get locked in over there. He's gonna send you
Hey,
the
send me,
flyer.
yeah, send me that. So send me who running the tournament and send me the dates. We'll lock that in. You know, I'm very well. Shout out to West Coast Little Soldiers, man. Look, every game, I probably won't be able to be at every game, but that's why I'm building a team, and we gonna have it where we can cover more. But when I'm there, I'm there. So like I said, we can just get it planned ahead. Like I said, I'm making my schedule now. So go ahead and shoot me that flyer and the number to the person who's running the event, so we can try to get the numbers and the logistics right. But I would love to come out there and watch Little Soldiers, man. They got a lot of talent from Orlando, Central Florida together. So they've been really stepping. They don't want their nationals too.
Someone's Caden also said Southern Hospitality is coming to Florida this year. That's always a good one to go to.
So oh yeah, yeah. When is that? What date is that?
What date is
They in
that,
Florida?
Caden? What date is Southern Hospitality?
Yeah, cause they coming. Yeah, cause I'm definitely doing a lot of preseason tournaments, but I'm going to where the smoke at. So if I see a lot of big name teams or a lot of Central Florida teams gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. Well, yeah, I would like to get in and get media passes and talk to the director and the board, whoever over those tournaments and stuff like that. It's like a lot of logistics to, you know, this year we got to do it more professional, because I want to keep the on field access going, and that's why you have to be able to talk to the people that run it and see what's the standard and what they're gonna allow you to be able to do. So everybody different. At you on UIS and AUG, they let me be behind the kids. And when I did Florida League playoffs, they let me be on the sideline between the 25 on both sides. So it just depends on the rules and stuff like that. Shout out to Florida Elite. Gave me the opportunity, man. I did all the playoff games in Florida Elite, and I actually covered the Super Bowl all day. So, and that's how I got the gig. So I'm going to be if y'all wonder what games I'm going to be doing for spring, I'm actually signed with Premier Spring League. So I'm going to be doing their games every Saturday. So I'm gonna drop their schedule on my page, on my social media page. You guys can go tune in and see what games I'll be at. But if you're inside the Premier Sports Spring League, then I'll be streaming those games on Saturdays.
And I'll be with Elite Spring. So we taking any highlights from any spring leagues. So don't think you only got to be from one of these leagues. We're taking any highlights, and we don't want no old highlights from months ago. We want spring highlights. And when we get to the fall, we're
Right.
gonna do fall highlights. But
Yes.
again, this is for the kids. So that's coming up.
And
All
then
right.
I want to add, brother, I want to
Yeah.
add, sorry for cutting you. I just want to
Yeah.
add this platform is for all the kids. And all it don't matter what size, shape, it don't matter how good or bad, it's for all kids. We're gonna shine a light on all kids that play sports because this sport is a dangerous sport, and we just want to show love to these kids, man. So anybody can be a part of this show. Any kid can do an interview on this show. Anybody can send a clip. Anybody. We're taking it from everybody. It's not just because it's Florida. You don't have to be in Florida League. We want to get relationships with Part One. We want to get relationship with UIF. We want to get relationship with AYF. We want to get relationships with everybody else. City League. We're open to do any leagues because
Mhm.
I seen it come into one of my lives, and it kind of it didn't make me feel the type of way, but it kind of rubbed me wrong way because he said all these media platforms out here covering these games, but nobody shows up for Part One or City League games right in their own backyard, and that kind of hit me different. So if you a City League team that got a team that can compete, man, I go out there to your games and watch your games too, man. Like I said, I'm coming up with my schedule. I just wanted to let that be known that it don't matter what league you're in or what team you play for, we're going to represent you on this podcast because this is for all the kids, not just some kids, not just the kids we like, not this is for all kids playing youth sports. We're going to start with the youth football podcast, but eventually I want to grow into doing sports, all sports. That's why I named it sports media instead of football media because I want to be able to cover soccer. I want to cover basketball. I want to be this to show that everybody come to talk about youth sports, and no matter what sport it is for you. So it's definitely a lot that we got to do. We're gonna hit the ground running. I feel like this was a good show. I would like y'all to go like, this show right now. We need the impressions up. Like, I'll like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. TTT Youth Football is at the bottom of your screen, sliding from left to right, right to left. Make sure y'all go get that. And like I said, we got merch on the way. We're gonna make a
Hmm.
few tweaks on the logo, and we're gonna put it out. Cause like I said, we want to be represented the right way. I want to make sure everything's professional. Um W's in the chat. If y'all feel like me and my dog Mike did a good job for the first pod, man. Like, did we articulate ourselves well enough? Did I say the right things? Like I said, one thing about me, I'm gonna keep it raw, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it raw. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have no bias towards anybody. You know what I'm saying? I just want to talk youth sports and talk that talk, man. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully nobody don't be feeling no type of way about the stuff the topics that we're covering. I'm gonna always call the team that we're covering or the player, whatever that we're covering, and ask what's you know what I'm saying, just to get a type of basis and ask some questions that they would they want me to answer, not answer. Would they be okay with me saying this on live? I'm never gonna blow nobody's spot up. I'm gonna keep respect and true to the game. So definitely got to worry about that. And then, like I said, it's not a show for drama, even though we're going to cover some drama topics and drama situations, but we're going to cover it like analysts because that's what we are. We're
Mhm.
youth sports analysts, and we're going to be professional in our presentation the way we do it. So we thank you guys, man. Great questions, man. You got some more, brother?
Nah, it looks like the chat's slowing down again. Like he said, thank y'all everyone for the first pod, man. Um, we've been playing this for we
For
were.
minutes,
If
bro.
y'all knew what we did behind the scenes this whole week and a half, you would think we this would be our fifth podcast. Like we put a lot of work into this,
Facts.
and to finally see it come to light. I thank everyone for
It's a
tuning
beautiful
in.
thing.
And
Yeah,
it's
man.
it's only gonna get better from here, y'all. We gonna build every week, and I thank everybody for coming on out. Like you said, merch is coming soon. We gonna work on it, and we gonna get that out
And
there.
also, I forgot, bro. We forgot, bro. Also, if you have something that you want us to promote,
Oh yeah,
inbox me or Mike. I'm True Soldier Keys on Facebook. I'm TTTU Sports on Instagram and Facebook and all other platforms. What's your Instagram, brother?
Coach Mike G underscore. Yeah, message me on Facebook or Instagram. Any businesses, anything you want to shout out, your training, just hit us up. We got promos for y'all, and we'll get y'all right. For the right
Yes,
part.
we will be we will be promoting businesses. Um I don't want to. I don't want to say. I'm gonna say fresh started businesses, or you got some merch that you want to send the merch to us, man. If y'all got some clothes or some gloves or some apparel, man, y'all send it here, man. Y'all send it. We had y'all can inbox how to send it to us, and we'll rock it on the show, and we'll promote your brand, man. Like just like I said, just hit us in the inbox, and if you have a brand out there or you have any ideas that you're trying to promote and you want to get out there, um, of course, it got to tie into I ain't gonna say got to tie into sports, but it got to be kid friendly. It can't be no crazy stuff. But
Yeah.
um, we willing to promote, like I said, because we're gonna build other people up while we're building up at the same time, man. It's all about building up each other and helping us all grow. So you guys come and like and subscribe to our channels and watch our YouTubes and have impressions and stuff like that. So we want to give back by showing love to kids and giving them an opportunity to talk and putting a spotlight on them and also promoting business for any entrepreneurs out there that want to promote their business. So that's what we bring it to the table, man. This your boy Coach Keith, and that's your boy Mike G, man. Hey man, we thank y'all, man. Great show today.
Get
Hope
it.
y'all tune into it, man. And we gone, man. I'm out of here. Appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. Y'all have a nice night, man. Good